So, name's Andy Stubby. We're in the top floor of our office building here in 44 Muirline, and I'm the president of Stubbies Pre Cast. So my dad started the company in 1982 when I was in high school. A lot of the molds I drew up when I was in drafting class, grade 11 and grade 12. And then I went to college, and my father basically kept going, of course, making concrete pig feeders. And I joined my father back in 1989 as the only employee, the first employee. I shouldn't say he had one part-time, and then that person quit, and I came from my other full-time job at an automotive parts plant, worked for my father. So basically we started with agricultural precast, a lot of precast. That's our core business, is a precast, and we started with time. Back in 1996, 97, we went more into automation of the agricultural market. Slats for pigs, for cattle. In 2001, we went into holocore in the commercial market. We're still mostly, now the business has changed. We're more into the commercial market than ever before, commercial and residential, with high-rise buildings, with a lot of industrial wall panels. And the precast was the core business, but we've kind of broadened that scope a bit. When we had issues with our cement powder, we decided to buy our own from the US. At the time, it's kind of gotten different with that a little bit, so we kind of went to Quebec for a bit, and now we're still local and also overseas. So the core values of Stubbies is a family. We try for the family feel, hardworking, challenge the norm, I call it. I always think there's got to be a better way to do something. That really kind of drives us as a company to do the best we can of figuring out what is best for the customer. To me, it's always about the customer. A one-time customer doesn't mean a whole lot. A long-term customer is what we're looking for. You have to understand, I never really planned on the company being this big. We've always tried to satisfy the demand for our customers, usually filling a niche in the market, a need in the market. So to have so many employees now is a bit humbling for me. It's also a fair bit of responsibility. I feel that quite deeply, actually. You have a lot of company or families working or depending on us. And now when I see the children of my original workers that are here as well now, it's kind of neat, meaningful for sure. At Stubbies, I think they're going to find that we have a family feel again. I'll mention it again. I do know most of the people's names. I get to know them. I walk to the plants every day just to say hi, but also just to see how it's going, what's happening with the workers. And it's nice to actually just have side conversations, because you find out more than you think when you talk to the employees of where they live, what they're feeling, what they're experiencing. And for me, that's very good feedback, and we've put a lot of other policies and procedures in place because some of these things that I hear from the shop floor. So we always have our spring and fall breakfast meetings on Saturdays. Saturday morning we pay for our employees to come, and we try to just do a state of the business. Try to get them to understand where we are now, what our work backlog is, but also where we're trying to go in the future. So that it's more, I think, it gives them, because as we've gotten bigger, we could actually, I've done this sitting over coffee with the guys during coffee time when we're at the plants, but because it's larger, we had to find different ways of doing it. I think it's quite appreciated that most people like to know what's happening, that it's nice to know, hey, our backlog is so much, so they can count on that takes the uncertainty. Hey, is it slower? The economy's slower, but it may be, but if we're still, we're chugging along pretty strongly, it gives a feeling of calmness, I think, for the employees. Those are the breakfast meetings. We do the Sparta night, where we have the employees are allowed to take their cars down the quarter-mile drag trip, and just to actually experience the feel of doing that. We have baseball tournaments. We have barbecues for the plants, for the division. We have the Christmas dinner, which is usually very well attended. All those things just try to keep more of everybody together, everybody kind of pulling in the same direction. So I think the prospective employee, when you come in, it looks pretty intimidating a little bit. You see the office, you see an orientation, but to break it down, everybody goes to the department, and everybody, I think, eventually feels like they're part of who we are. And when we get to know I think the neatest thing I could see with the employees is everybody's pulling in the same direction. Everybody cares, and to me that means a lot. And the nice thing about as we grow as a company, we actually create opportunities for the employees. And I just think of one gentleman. He's in sales now, but he started on the line in Holocor. He went to lead hand. He went to plant manager of a smaller plant and a bigger plant, the one's our biggest plants he went to. And now basically he got a bit of a change, and he's in sales right now, and actually very good at it because he knows the product very well. So it depends on what you want to do, and also I think what your skills are. I always say if you're doing something you like doing, it's not really a job anymore. It's more I would say a hobby, but naturally you progress to what you like doing. And we like to cycle people through, but also we do personality test on a person to get a better idea of what they want, because sometimes things come out of you don't expect a strength in an employee, you don't see them in that aspect, but some of those things are nice to see, and we kind of tailor their future growth into those areas. Yes, we'd much rather post internally. For us, culture means a lot, and we like to maintain our culture of basically doing. My dad always used to say, the difficult we do on time, the impossible takes a little longer.